I arrived in Bucharest at midnight, and by the time I found my hostel, it was long past checking-in time. When I knocked on the door, a guest who stayed at that hostel opened the door for me. That was Stefan. By his outlook, the way he speaks, and the way he carries himself, you wouldn't guess nor imagine what kind of intense and dramatic life he had gone through in his 17 years of life. What admirable noble ambitions he has for his country, Romania, and his people. Even after all the struggle, loss of family, ganghood life he had to overcome, and so on.
Hello, my name is Stefan. I'm 17 years old. I'm a high school student at one of the best high schools in the country. It's top 20, I think, and the best high school in my city. I was a basketball player for 4 years and a tennis player for 2 years. A dancer for 3 years.
Dancer?
Yes, I was a dancer.
Okay.
Street dancer, hip hop.
Alright, yeah.
So let's say I've been introduced to the hood life and to the American life early in my life, because the neighborhood where I grew up and the sports that we played were the ones like something specific for the American culture, let's say. But we live in a Romanian style. Like we have this Balkan mentality with some, American ways of living life, and spending time.
What's that like? Can you describe a little bit if you can?
For example, after school at 4 or 5 p.m., every child from the hood at my age, we go together like behind the block, behind the apartments, and we play their football, basketball, American football, a lot of childish games, and between us there were a lot of older people, their parents and some teenagers, because we were like, I don't know, 9 or 10 years old, staying behind the block with 14 or 15 years old older that smoked, even weed, and this was something normal for us to see older people that do illegal stuff for their age. And we started to do things like them, like stealing, beating other people from other neighborhoods since we were little,
So that kind of lifestyle, is it still going on?
No, because technology, even if it's a good thing right now, because they prevent the hood life, let's say. The worst thing that is the fact that young people are very, very easy to influence, very easy to become depressed because of the technology, So there are good things about having a lot of technology around us, but they still make kids to stay in their places without going outside, without discovering the world and truly how it is. Because even if we had those gang shit around and those big groups of children that hung around and did a lot of illegal stuff, we still discovered early in life how to live life truly and how to avoid bad things. Because right now, 7 years after starting officially being a child that does illegal things, now I realize that this is not something good for me and good for my people and for my family. So that's why I quit everything that harmed me and harmed people around me.
So can you talk about this change and what made you change and how did you change? How did it happen?
I have to give a shout out to my ex-girlfriend, because she helped me to quit drugs and actually focus on my life purpose. Even if I had to quit basketball because of medical conditions, She taught me how to live life
Far out.
without having the need to consume drugs, you know, and knowing how to avoid problems, knowing how to avoid the police, knowing how to avoid the gangs.
Okay.
And I was very motivated about her speaking to me like every day of the life, seeing me like hanging around with her, seeing me high as fuck and without no realization of real life. So I realized that it's not a good thing for me, for her and my family. And
Wow.
when she like started to teach me those things, and when we had a lot of arguments, I realized that if I'm not doing for myself, for who am I doing it? So I started to think that if I cannot do it for myself, at least let me do it for somebody else. And in this case, I did it for my ex-girlfriend, you know. And I don't regret it because I still have the same mentality, even a better mentality, a more mature one. And from those bad experiences, I actually realized how to deal with that and how to avoid everything that keeps me very unsafe, let's say, on every street.
She basically changed your life then, you can say, right?
I can say it in a good way, yes, she did.
Wow.
But like every relationship, like every love, things have to end at some point.
Okay. Do you still somehow kind of miss the old days, like when you like having that sort of relationship with your brothers, and or do you think that's like rather superficial? It's not something that you want in life?
Let me think about it. No, I don't miss it. I don't miss it anymore. I don't want to see them anymore.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to see those dealers anymore. I don't want to see those gang members anymore. I don't want to see the mafia anymore in my hood.
Do they still exist?
They still exist, but it's not the, I don't know, let's say the same importance when I used to be in there, because there are a lot of people at the same age as me. So we had an organized group that did all those illegal things. So after everybody giving up, I influenced them and I told them to quit and to get out that life. Things started to go worse for the mafias, you know, in my city, you know. And I don't say it's a mafia actually, like it's just an organized group of younger people that makes illegal money because this is the only way they can do it at this age. You cannot have a job because they don't allow us in our city. We have limited opportunities. We still go to school, but after school we do these things. And realizing that we disappoint everybody surrounding us, we had to quit, you know?
So now, through disappointment, I assume that including your family. So can you talk about your family a little bit? Who are they? Like, what's the family consist of?
At this moment, I can say that half of my relatives are dead, because I grew up with a single mom, and my dad was a bad factor in my existence, let's say, because the sexual act itself was not with consent. My dad was not woken up at that moment when they did that, and that's how I am here, because of a mistake. And 7 years into my life, I lost my mom because she had a lot of heart problems that I carry with me. And right now, I grew up with my aunt only because my uncle died in 2019.
What happened?
My uncle died because he had 4 stages of cancer.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it was hard, and I was depressed for a long time. until like recently. It's not months since I realized that I have to not be that emotional anymore.
Okay.
Because if I am emotional and I consume my energy on, I don't say it's a small thing, but it's not something that I can control, because the same thing will happen to me. I will die eventually one day from any cause.
Okay.
And people are not like meant to cry for me a lot of years just for me to be in another paradise, you know?
Fuck, I did not expect this, man.
Me
This is
neither.
deep, fuck.
Me neither,
Okay,
brother.
alright. So, like, what's your understanding of the death?
Death? I think death is something that brings a good thing for your soul, because life in general for a lot of people in this world, let's say 5 out of 8 billion people in this planet live a life like me or a worse life than me. So yeah, living life on earth is a tragedy itself.
Okay.
We just have to make it better. When you make the life better, like your life and other people's lives, when you do good things around you to other people, you have a guaranteed place in heaven.
Okay.
When you go to heaven, let's say you are a good person and you are chosen to go in that beautiful paradise. You're not going there in a blank space. You're going there in another parallel universe where you can live your life without no diseases, without no war, without any kind of trouble there, you know, only peace and calmness, you know. But the opposite of this situation is when you go to hell. When you're a bad person here, you don't accept the second chance of reviving on earth and redo and like cleaning up your mistakes from the old self, and you go to hell and you live a harder life in an inferno, let's say, you know. And there are just two parallel universes in I think in my head. This is how I think, and this is the fair, let's say, fair path for anyone in this world. If you did good on earth, you receive good in heaven. When you do bad on earth, you receive bad in heaven. I still have more people to talk about.
Okay, so
those are like half.
All right. Talk about more of your family then. Who else?
Okay, so my mom died because of heart problems, as I said. My uncle died because of stage 4 cancer. My cousin, like the ex-girlfriend of my male cousin, died in a car accident. My second aunt died because of heart problems as well. The two of my grandpas died because they were too old and they couldn't handle the age anymore. My grandma died before I was born. She died in 2003, and I think the same problem with heart problems, you know. And I still have 2 people from my hood that died. One of a motorcycle crash, and one was shot.
Wow.
And I'm still here, living life.
And how does that make you feel?
It doesn't make me feel in any way anymore. I was sad for a long time, for years. I actually had symptoms of depression since I was like 7 years old when my mom died. But I stopped not caring, but thinking about it. Because you don't have to be careless. You don't have to be heartless in general. You just have to be more, let's say, you know, maybe act dumb. Because if you act dumb, you don't realize how bad things are around you. When you are very calm and very patient, you maybe you realize, but you don't feel the same pain as you used to feel, you know. And this is my case right now.
Okay. Well, okay, let's talk slightly more about the influence that your parents have on you. You know, the fact that how, you know, you had a father like that, and then your mom, like, or like when she's alive, and then what kind of relationship you had with her, and you know, so what kind of influence your parents have on you?
It's hard to tell because that influence that my dad had on me actually applied at me when I used to do those illegal things, because he was into drugs and alcohol and he faced for like 6 months in jail. So let's say my dad had a bad impact on me because I started to do things like him at an early age. But the realization that I do those things and is not making any good on me comes from my mother and other females in my family, because in our family, females are the real example of patience and good heart. And I started to follow a more feminine path, like mentally, but not physically or like something gay, let's say. I don't want to be homophobic at all, don't understand me wrong, but I just think that if you live with women around you, more women than men, and you have like 2 or 3 men around you that are good examples, this is enough for you to have a good education and let's say good manners around you. And you know how to treat people, even if they are younger or they are older. It doesn't matter the age, you just have to be respectful, and this comes from women.
Right. What kind of obstacles are you experiencing right now? Like what's something that, you know, troubles or something bugs you or stopping you, things that you wanted to do, things like that?
Nothing. Nothing.
Okay.
Because as I said previously, if you treat everything around you as a good situation, even if it's a bad one, you still have the opportunity to learn things from previous experiences. And my mind right now is not formed to see obstacles and to avoid them. Even if I ran through them, I know how to break the obstacle. You know, I don't have to avoid it to take a longer road to success. I just go straight forward, and if I fail, I get up and I try again, and I break that barrier. And I do it in a shorter time than try to come with solutions and avoid those obstacles. No, like just imagine me going in a straight line, even if I have some hurdles in front of me. I don't avoid them, I just jump over them, I just run into them, and if I'm tripping on them, then I get up and go to the next hurdle, you know, and I avoid everything till I die.
What are your ambitions?
My ambitions?
What would you like to do in life?
If you talk about professional part, like a future job, a future university.
Anything you want to achieve.
First, I want to finish my studies, including university, and become after that a sports commentator, sports journalist, have my own studio maybe, invest in something that gives me money and helps other young people to find a job and do a good thing after the university, because here in Romania, if you take the journalism classes, you're still not guaranteed that you'll become a journalist. And more young people that finish the journalism university, after that, they are working in other domains, and some people actually finish up in the street, you know, because they don't find a place, they don't have enough money to sustain a good life. But I want to be the exception, you know, like if I pass all the tests in general, not in school, in life, and I still stay ambitious about everything, and get to my how do I call them? If I get them to my objectives and I finish my studies and find a job, then this is more than enough for me. I just want to have enough money to like live a good life and travel, and even if I have to die tomorrow, I will still live my life at the best, you know?
Okay. Right. Would you like to get married one day?
Let's not talk about that.
Oh, really? Okay. That's okay.
I'm not focusing on the
Okay.
seeing myself with a girl,
Okay.
because this is
Do you
my-
believe in love?
Let me think about it. Love has a lot of expressions, let's say. If you talk about the normal love, the concept itself, yes, I believe in love. Love is in everybody. You are born with love because it comes from God. You are given with the power of loving, but it fades every time, no?
Okay.
Because you remember yourself, and I remember myself as well, being a small child, a naive one, and loving everybody, even if it could be the worst person in my life, even if it could kill my own family, I would still love that person. But right now, with my more mature vision and a more selective vision, I'm not like loving anyone anymore. I cannot love at the true meaning of love, you know? I cannot do that, because yeah, it's trust issues. Yeah, there's a lot of trauma behind my heart that I hide. But it's not only about that. The people in general are too, let's say, too bad for everyone, you know? You cannot love, at least in my case, I cannot love somebody that hurts me, you know? If you made a mistake, I cannot forgive.
Okay.
I can forgive family, I can forgive close friends, but I cannot forgive a girl that entered in my life and told her that I trust her, and then you like mess up your opportunity to be with me, you know? And it happened to me. I gave more chances than I had to. I cheated as well as my ex-girlfriend did. So I'm not pure, and nobody's pure in life, but I made my mistakes. Other people made mistakes for me.
Okay.
But right now, even I might be hypocrite, let's say, if I say that I don't forgive after the first mistake, even if other people did it, like forgave me a lot of times, I cannot do that, because this is not the way I am, and I don't want to fake myself into being another person, even if I'm not the type of person, you know?
Okay. In the future, like your lifelong partner, okay, so what kind of quality do you think you were looking for?
If I answer fast, I would say she needs to be, if you know what I mean.
Oh, okay, yeah, right. Yes.
But if I'm being truly honest with you, it's not about that.
Okay.
Because beauty fades, like everything in this world. So if I get a young, dotated girl,
Yeah.
in, I don't know, 15 or 20 years,
Yeah.
that beauty will fade away, and she will become old like me, and we will not be that young people that we used to be. So the only quality that I look for after loyalty is patience.
Okay.
Because I'm actually a very fast-paced person, you know. So if I have somebody that is more calm and actually tries to handle me a little bit, not like being a mom to me, but just being that psychologist with me, you know.
Okay. That's good answer. Yeah, I like it. I don't think that young people at your age will see that far. You know, they
because they see the beauty for a moment, but they don't realize that it will fade away. And another bad thing and another bad mentality that people at the same age as me have. Okay, you see an attractive person. Okay, he's nice. I have enough courage to ask for an Instagram or for a phone number. It's nothing special. But think about it. If you get to know that person and she has some X, let's say, some things that you don't like because you have your own principles, you know, and you follow them because that's what you want to have in your life. Why should you like step on your own rights, on your own life, just to deal with a pretty person with an ugly personality? Why should you? I'd rather have an ugly person with a pretty personality, the best personality in the world, rather than have a sexy girl around me that treats me like garbage.
Okay, right. Are you a good student?
I used to be.
Okay.
As every student in my city, we start off strong, then we fade. I faded in 10th grade when I started to deal drugs and consume them. Now I got back and actually got like the monthly payment, let's say, where like, you get a small amount of money, like 30 euros per month, because you have good grades, you know. And now because I have good grades again, in 11th grade I had them, I can get the payment again. But in 10th grade I failed, like not the classes, but I was not good enough to get this payment. So the only payment that I received was from sport, from basketball.
Okay.
But the studies were, I was the worst student in my class in high school, in the 10th grade.
Okay. And then you got back.
Yeah, I came back. But you know how it works in Romania. Like, the grades don't define you at all. You can be like me with bad grades and still have the mentality that I have, and I consider myself as a wise person for my age, you know. Not the best mentality, but for my age it's very good, it's on point.
Right. So you value education a lot then?
Yes.
Okay, can you talk about the education then a little bit?
Even if you say that school doesn't help you practically in life to get a job, to know how to deal with your money, how to spend them smart, you know, what to buy, when to buy, you know, when to travel or any stuff like that. You get the experience from life, you know, that is more important than school. But you still have to stay in school because you get those like theoretical information that helps you to build a informational base, informational data that helps you actually to develop your brain, to develop your mental process, you know. That's the point. Even if it's harder to be a student in Romania because you have to learn a lot, and there are a lot of kids like me that complain about the amount of books that we have to study, is still a good thing, and we still have to keep the same system, because if you don't read, if you don't study in general, you lose your ability even to write something, or write a letter for someone, or to apply to a job. You don't know how to apply to a job if you don't have the vocabulary, if you don't have the words with you.
Do you read?
I used to read.
Okay. What
Now I used to read some science fiction, more traveling guides
Okay.
from Jules Verne,
Okay.
and psychological books.
Like
But I have like one of the best psychological authors, I think, is Matt Haig. There are like, I don't know, tens or hundreds of books that he wrote about how to deal with mental illnesses and how to beat them, because you can do it naturally without no psychologist.
Okay. Did you read them all?
No, I didn't read them all. I read like, I don't know, 8 or 9 books from him, in average like 300 pages per book. But I learned a lot from him. But right now I don't read anymore this type of books. I just read the newspaper, and I'm very informed every day with every news that appears.
What about in school? What do you read in school?
All stuff. You don't read something relevant right now, because we have some old authors that died like, I don't know, 100 or 100.
Okay, tell me, I'm interested. Tell me about the authors that you study in school.
The main piece of poems in Romania is written by Mihai Eminescu. He is, let's say, the base for romantic creators in Romania. He took this trend from Germany and he applied it here in Romania, writing a lot of love letters for his ex-girlfriend, Veronica Micle is her name. She was an author as well, but she was not that relevant as Mihai Eminescu. She was known because she had that, let's say, romantical affair with Mihai Eminescu. But if you don't like to read poems, you have historical books or I don't know, life journals, and we have authors like Lucian Blaga, Mircea Eliade, and for all the Romanians that are watching this, you should know them.
Okay.
You should teach them, even if they are very old and very outdated, and we still have to study them for the final exam in high school.
Wow.
It still helps you to at least to have a package of words, of strong vocabulary.
Okay. So what about some like French, German, English kind of author? Do you study them as well?
We do, but they're not very important, and we are not given to study for the
Interesting.
exams.
Okay, wow. I thought you would at least study some European authors as well. Wow.
We know, but we don't.
Okay, interesting. Right. Do we have a public school and private school system?
Yes, we have public schools where I was for my whole life because it's free and it's very accessible.
Okay.
But we still have those private schools that are very expensive. Only rich kids go there, or people with a lot of things that want to become, if they want to become a doctor, they can go to a private American school,
Okay.
but it doesn't help you more than the public school.
So this is my next question. Do you think people go to private school, they might have a better chance to become more successful in the society, climb up, than people from public school?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
No way.
Okay.
If you are smart and if you know how to deal with every obstacle in your life, you don't even need maybe university. Even if I say to stay in school, you can know how to deal with all of those things, even if you didn't go to school.
Okay.
I have an example on my street. A dad, like a parent of one of my ex-classmates, he was in school for like 12 years only for general school and high school, and he now he has a business with more small stores in every village in our country, So he did that without no other studies, and he is one of the richest people in our hood,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
He has a big house, a big family. They are happy.
Okay. Right. Do you have a religion
In our school or in my head?
in your like? Do you believe in God? Do you have religion?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I pray right now for everybody and everyone
Okay.
surrounding me.
Okay.
Yes, I believe.
Okay.
Yes, I had that phase when I was like a small atheist,
Mm.
but I was small and I was influenced by other substances, and I didn't realize that
Mm.
God is actually the answer for every problem
Mm.
in your life.
Okay. Tell me about it.
For example,
Tell me your journey and your face.
the most recent
Mm.
mentality change was
Mm.
like, I don't know, 1 or 2 months ago,
Mm.
when I realized that as I said previously,
Mm.
when you become more calm and a little bit more indifferent,
Mm.
or a little bit heartless,
Mm.
you deal with the problems with more ease,
Okay.
than before.
Mm.
And if you have this belief,
Mm.
if you have believe in God, if you believe in God,
Mm.
I think you can overcome everything in your life. You just have to take a prayer,
Mm.
wait for like 2 or 3 minutes to think about everything that happens in your life, to have that small flashbacks,
Yeah.
and God, in like maybe 2 or 3 minutes after the prayer, He will give you in your mind the answer on how to overcome those problems. This happened to me, this happens to me.
Mm.
Here in Romania, we pray before we sleep,
Okay.
we pray before we eat, and
Mhm.
or after we eat.
Okay.
I do that. It's not something mandatory in every family, but I do that because I want to do that,
Okay.
because it's something that
Mhm.
helps me, and I thank God for waking me up, seeing the sun, and eating the best food that I can eat,
Okay.
and thanking Him for everything in general, even for this cigarette that it's considered a sin.
Mm.
I still thank Him because I'm still healthy and I can smoke it,
Mm. Right. And then phase that you experienced, like what was the phase that you had, a bit of? Mm.
It happened because when I saw a lot of dead people around me dying,
Mm.
I asked myself, why God?
Mm.
Why it has to happen only to me?
Mm.
Because I didn't think that there were worse people than me,
Yeah.
in worse situations.
Mm.
And I was like, why? Why it happens to me?
Mm.
Why it should be me?
Mm.
And because I prayed a lot before having this atheist phase,
Mm.
I was like, okay, my prayers are not enough. He doesn't hear me, He doesn't want me, He doesn't love me, so I have to stop. But worse things happened then, and it was not about family or dying people, or dead relatives or dead friends. It was about my mental, that got worse day by day. And after being closer to God, I didn't feel the same weakness, the same mental weakness as I used to feel before.
Okay. So what does success mean to you? What would you consider a successful life?
A successful life, in my opinion,
Mm.
means more than enough money in your pocket
Mm.
and in your bank account, enough money to save for the future, enough money to save for your next road trips, and enough money to actually fulfill your happiness. Even if I say that it doesn't bring happiness, it maintains it. That's the difference between bringing happiness and maintaining it.
Okay. So because you say you are living with your auntie, so what does she do for living?
She's retired,
Okay.
but she receives enough money from the government, and me too, because we have the same pension, because I have that special pension because of my family situations. Situation. She receives the money from her retirement because she worked for 34 years in a factory. So that's more than enough money.
Okay. Does she own a property?
Yes, she's owning her own apartment.
Okay. So she doesn't have to pay rent or anything.
Nothing. It's okay.
So they financially it's really comfortable.
Right now, yes, but I grew up in a worse way of life because my mom, after the 2009 economical crisis that affected everyone on the globe, it was worse for us middle class people because after that we couldn't even pay the bills and we relied on our grandpa to pay them. And we were like, I was wearing like 3 sweatshirts at the same time in the winter because it was too cold for me to resist. And we had a small room where we stayed, a small compartment in our house. And we lived there, like me and my mom, and we didn't have a lot of money, but the only thing that I can remember that it was very precious for us was an MP3 with like 500 or 1000 songs. And that's when I discovered hip-hop music.
Okay, right. Did you do any work, like a part-time job? No. Okay.
I don't have the opportunity to do that.
Right.
I tried to find in my city some jobs because I didn't want to move from city to city just to work, but I didn't find anything because they don't assume the responsibility of any, I don't know, accident at the workplace.
Right.
No.
So I guess you believe that people from like a middle class or lower middle class or working class, they can change their life.
Clearly.
Clearly.
You can change your life from being rich to being poor, and it's way easier to destroy what you built than to build what you destroyed.
Okay. So what I'm saying is that, do you think that the social mobility, class mobility, is still possible in our age, in your generation?
Of course.
Okay.
If you have a strong mentality and you go for your goals and don't give up, then you can do anything that you want.
Okay.
It doesn't matter the factor and the place that you lived in. If I did it, if you did it, if he did it, if everybody did it, then you can do it too.
Okay.
What stops you? Nothing stops you.
Okay. What is the enjoyable thing to you in your life right now?
What?
What's the enjoyable thing?
The most enjoyable?
Yeah, like some things that you really like to do and you enjoy or you appreciate.
Can I be 100% honest?
Yeah, please.
Sex and money.
Okay. Money.
This is true. Money and sex. If you have both, you can have health, you can have food. This is my honest opinion.
Okay.
Even if I'm maybe too young to say that,
Okay.
I still think that those are the most important things because sex is not about hanging around with a lot of girls and playing them. It's about the physical touch that you actually feel, and when you feel like butterflies in your stomach, like that physical contact is very special when you have the feeling with you. If you don't have the feeling and you just play around, then you don't feel the real experience.
Okay.
You just lose your time doing something that maybe you want to do, but it's something for the moment, and the afterthought is not at the same pleasure as it is when you do it with the right person.
Okay. Then what is the most fulfilling thing for you? Not enjoying, but fulfilling. Like you feel, oh, this is so good. Like.
I'll reply in 7 years. At this moment, I don't have something that can truly fulfill my happiness, but I can say something, and I hope, I pray to God, and I pray for myself to be able to do that. I want to give my family a big house at the seaside so they can enjoy their last years of life.
Okay, so when you're talking about the family, are you talking, apart from your auntie, who else is included?
My cousins. And my uncles that work in Spain. I have 2 uncles that work in Spain right now.
Okay. What do they do?
They're both truck drivers, but the older one has been there for like 20 years, and he has a percentage of his company,
Okay, that's cool.
So he's doing better than the other uncle. And yes, I want to give this gift as a small payback for everything that they did to me. For me, even if there were a lot of bad things that happened, even between me and the other family members, I don't blame them at all, because they tried and tried years and years to teach me how to deal with anything and try to avoid problems.
Okay, it's not easy.
It's not easy at all, but I actually did it.
Who is the closest person in this world to you right now?
Me.
Okay.
Even if I will have, I don't know, a girlfriend or family with me anytime, I still have to be me, the closest person to me, because I'm the one that thinks, I'm the one that lives life for me. I don't live life for nobody else, you know. So I have to cherish my own existence, you know.
And then who communicates with you the most often?
Let's say the number of exchanges is with my aunt, because I live with her, but the most emotional exchanges is with me first, because it's something normal to talk with yourself. It's not a bad thing, it's a very good thing actually. It's proven scientifically that people that talk to themselves are more will be more healthier mentally in the future. But between my friends, let's say my cousin, because they are younger than my aunt, and they have a little bit of my own vision, and they understood me more than my aunt. But between my friends, I can say that one of my classmates, his name is Silvio, and he is my best friend at the moment.
Okay. Do you take a risk?
In general?
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I don't actually give a damn about the consequences.
Okay.
If it's a risk and if it's something that can give me a good amount of pleasure in the future, yes, I do it. I don't I don't duck from the opportunities. I do it. If I lose, what do I lose? Time.
Do you care about what other people think about you?
Yes and no.
Okay, tell me about it.
Yes, because I accept not reviews, because I'm not a hostel to review, you know. I accept pieces of advice, because if they see something wrong at me and they try to give me a calm advice, of course I will say, okay, talk with me, I'll try to respond positively to it and try to fix a little bit so I can become a better person, because if you give me some advice, then you want me to be a better person, you know. But no, because more people that actually want bad things to happen to me try to give me pieces of advice or try to be very, very present in my life. But I realize the fact that they want to turn me into the same person that I used to be. So why should I follow them? Why should I listen to them? Because at this moment, I know who tries to inform me that things are not going in a good path, and people who try to take me to a worse path in life, you know. So yes or no, and no. Is not something that I can respond to with a single reply.
Yeah. Do you think you're confident?
I was not confident at all. Right now I am a little bit. I'm still working on it. This is one of the worst parts at me.
Really? I thought you were very confident though.
You know that saying, fake it till you make it.
Right.
This is what I try to do. But in time, I will actually become more confident.
So why do you think you are not very confident before then?
When you play basketball, This is the best example that I can give. I'm not talking about family and trash talk in our family. The trash talk on the basketball court is tough in Europe.
Okay. Oh.
Nobody is soft here. If you're soft, you lost.
Okay. Yeah.
So me being every time being the smallest and the youngest person on the court, the youngest player every time, and older people trying to I don't know, mess me up mentally.
Fuck.
Of course I have to adapt to the situation, but at the same time you have this mental unbalance, you know, lack of balance. So of course it makes you very not like you are not confident if you receive a lot of negative comments around you. Even if you play the best basketball ever, you still receive the trash talk from fans and from opposite teams.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the same mentality in every European country. You play with passion, but the passion turns into fights, turns into curse words, turns into something that affects you mentally.
Yeah, insult and everything.
Yes.
Do you like people?
People in general? Of course.
Some people don't.
I don't have people that I don't like.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
At this moment, I don't know nobody that I don't like. Not because I don't know actually,
Yeah.
but I just avoid them.
Okay.
I don't know nothing.
Okay.
You know the law of three monkeys on the street?
Yeah.
You don't see, you don't hear, you don't speak?
Yeah.
This is the same rule at me.
Yeah. Do you have like a discipline or routine that you do daily or monthly or weekly?
I just live my life without no plan.
Okay.
I just let it go freely and don't expect nothing, don't plan nothing. I do things that try for myself to make me become a better person. If I fail, as I said, I get up and try next day.
Okay.
Or next hour or next second. No?
Right.
Depends on the situation.
Are you self-critical?
I was when I used to be with zero confidence. Right now I try to boost myself.
Okay.
Even if I make a mistake, okay, Stefan, get up. It's nothing bad. Tomorrow it's a new day. You for sure will be alive, and you have enough time in this lifetime to fix the mistakes that you make. So I'm not that self-critical as I used to be.
Okay. So I'm talking about the humanity in general and the future that we are facing. Are you like feeling more pessimistic or optimistic about our future? Like next 50, 30, 40 years or something like that?
I don't talk about the future.
Okay.
I talk about a little bit of my plans, but I don't want to make me try to see things in the future because it makes people depressed. This is the main thing that makes you depressed actually.
Okay, great.
I don't want to see nothing. I just want to see the next day and be happy every second.
Right.
And cherish the moment.
Right.
Because you lose your life when you think about the past or the future. Live in present, brother.
Yeah. What would you like to change about yourself in next
The next 7 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Nothing.
Okay.
Things will change naturally because of time and because of the way that I become more mature, because I'm still young. I'm still not enough fried for life, you know? So I still have to wait. But at this moment, I don't want to think about me as, okay, I have to change that. Okay, I did a lot of mistakes, so I will see in the future.
Okay.
Things will change naturally.
Right. What do you see yourself in 7 years?
Happy.
Okay.
I don't see that I will be rich or let's say see enough in me.
Okay.
I just think that I will be happy.
Would you still be in Romania?
For sure. I don't want to leave my country. I want to travel a lot, but I want to boost the economy here. I want to make this country better.
Okay.
I will leave my city though. I think I will quit living in my city because being a lot of trash things that happened in the past in the city and having those traumas, I think that city actually makes me feel unlucky, you know. So I have to change the energy and go to another city with another feng shui, you know.
Would you get married by then? Or
What?
would you be married then in 7 years, or at least girlfriend?
I have to be financially stable before
Oh, okay.
I get married. If I'm not financially stable, I don't want to have children or to be married if I'm not having more than enough income.
Right. Have you seen a psychologist?
I've been to 5 psychologists.
5.
5.
Okay.
5 in 3 years.
So, was it helpful?
No,
How come?
because I'm not listening to anybody. I've never listened to anybody in my life.
So they're giving you exact advice.
Just some advice.
Okay.
And what can I do with advice if I don't apply it in real life? Nothing. I have to adapt to the situation by myself, and I'm my own psychologist. Yes, I talk with my friends. Yes, if I feel some pain in me that I have to free up, yes, I say my frustrations. But in general, the only person that can actually understand me and give me advice is me and God. And God is not a person, God is an energy that is in everybody, you know. But those are like the 2 things or people or existences that can give me advice, not a psychologist that doesn't even know 5% of me.
Okay. What made you interested in this documentary?
I wanted to be part of this documentary because I'm not, let's say, keen on seeing my story, but I want to see other stories.
Okay.
Like, I just want to see other stories because when I see worse stories than mine, I just maybe rise up my emotional boost, you know?
Okay.
Because I realize that not everything in this world is about money, even if money controls us and gives us happiness. It's more about the feelings that you experience.
You know, why when you accept to be part of this documentary, why do you say that you want to be the only person?
Because at this moment, I'm being cocky.
Okay.
There's nobody, but nobody, maybe in this country, that has the same mentality after all of those things that happened to me. And I don't wish them even to my worst enemy if I had enemies, you know? I don't have any enemies anymore. But I'm the only person at this moment, at this age, with the same condition that thinks like me. Because most of the people that have the same situation as me, they stay in that gang life, or maybe they started from now, and they don't escape anymore.
Okay. That's probably true.
I think this is the best way that I can describe my answer.
And what's your experience so far having this part of the documentary, answering some questions? How do you feel? Like, what do you think? What do you think about it? What's your experience like?
This is a venting. This is way better than talking to a psychologist.
Really?
Because even if you publish this interview and people see my story, a part of it, like, I don't know, it's still a good thing because I feel like I can vent, I can tell my story to someone that can actually understand me and see the things at least a little bit from my point of view. From home, watching this, or from anywhere in the world, you can see that hard life can be in any place in this world, in any like color of eyes, because you know you see the pain after the eyes, you know. So I think it's a good thing because I wanted to participate in this, just because I want to motivate people into not having I don't know, suicidal thoughts or I don't know, things that affect your view or anything about life, you know. You just have to stay strong and never quit, never settle down.
In Romania, how much is the cigarette?
The price?
Yeah.
Mine is 27. Those are the most expensive ones.
Why do we having a most expensive cigarette?
Because I like quality. That's the reason.
How are you doing, man? How are you feeling?
I'm feeling better right now because I
better.
ate. But the pizza that I cooked was not very well baked because I didn't have an oven. So I had to put it in the microwave for a longer time. And it was very crunchy, you know. But it was decent.